We've all heard the term sports fan, but did you know the term fan is actually short for fanatic? Throughout the Ohio Valley region, many TV viewers consider themselves sports fanatics, and they expect a high level of expertise from their favorite station's sports expert, whether it's anchoring, reporting, doing play-by-play, or providing in-depth analysis. We have 4 nominees for on-air sports talent that demonstrate that level of expertise, and the Emmy Award goes to John Bowl, Wave, for Iron Man 2012.
Some are floundering, panicking. They want to call timeout, but there's no place to sit in the Ohio River. No matter how wide I go, it never thins out, over 2.5 miles. They're so close, I can count the cavities in the nearest gasping mouth.
The World Triathlon Corporation has a rule against cameras in the Ironman. We're always looking for new and interesting ways to tell the story of a 2.5-mile swim, 112-mile bike, 26-mile run. I got them to waive that, and I wore GoPro cameras all the way through it last year in the swim. I mounted them on the bike and wore them on the run. Doug Druschke did an awesome job, and George Cronin did a great job helping me with that to try to give somebody a different perspective on what it's like to do that in 90-degree heat, and we do it again in 5 weeks. Thank you.
The weather anchor can joke around with other anchors, but weather anchors are taken seriously by their stations and viewers. Most weather segments in a newscast last about 3 minutes, but these days, those 3 minutes are often considered the most important segment of a newscast. And when severe weather is looming, weather anchors can be on air with continuing coverage, working without a script for a very long time, keeping viewers informed of life-threatening storms. Tonight, we recognize excellence by weather anchors. The Emmy Award goes to, we have more than one Emmy recipient in this category. The first award goes to Harrison Hove, Ohio News Network.
Some wind going up into the storm right in here. This would be the area in which you'd see some rotation. Right up here, also just on the east side of Fort Wayne near New Haven. This is all moving pretty quickly, though, to our border counties, taking us into Paulding County by 8:30. Now, these storms have a history of damaging winds. That's why we're...
So we got the long one out of the way. You know, I came to Columbus as a 24-year-old who sucked at severe weather coverage and had ideas but didn't know how to execute. And at ONN, you know, while at the end of the day may have been flawed, the people in the trenches were absolutely outstanding. We worked together, not a lot of people on the outside. Well, we'll just say we felt like we were challenged, and we did some really, really good work. Some of my stuff that goes on my reel isn't just me doing the weather. You saw going to Antarctica and other creative things. A lot of my colleagues were the eyes and the ears and sometimes the hands that really brought this all to fruition. So without them, this wouldn't have been at all possible. So again, we have amazing meteorologists in this region, and I am really honored to accept this award. This one means a lot. Thank you.
The final Emmy Award in this category goes to Bill Kelly, WSYX, for Chief Meteorologist.
Meteorologist Bill Kelly, let's get straight to him with an update on tonight's forecast.
Tell you what, guys, what a day it has been. We started out with the snow, then it switched over to freezing rain, some sleet, off and on snow. Some of you had snow all day long. Totals have ranged across the area, heaviest being the north and over to the west.
Thank you. All right, how we all doing? All right. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you very much to my wife out there, because if it wasn't for you, we would not be where we are. You know, it's that thing, hey, I want to travel 2,100 miles across the country again to work at a station, and to have her go, let's do it. So that's awesome. Secondly, I want to thank my bosses, Mitch and Dan. You guys rock. Thank you so much for the freedom that you offer us to, you know, just explore our field the way that we do, and to do the things that we do. And then lastly, I want to thank the crew at ABC 6 and Fox 28, because you guys are amazing. Specifically, Bob and Yolanda, when you're working with somebody, you know you can just be yourself, and they're going to reciprocate it. Man, it makes your job really, really easy. So thank you all very much.
job of a TV news anchor is high profile and high pressure. They are the most visible faces and representatives of a station. Tonight we recognize 5 anchors, the Emmy nominees who have done outstanding work this year. And the Emmy Award goes to, we have more than one Emmy recipient in this category. The first award goes to Gilbert Corsi, WDRB.
The entire city of West Point, Kentucky being evacuated at this hour.
There was a business, there was a home, there was something there, and the bottom line is it's not anymore. And that is a live picture that you're looking at right now. The Sheriff's Department saying that 1, possibly 2 tornadoes, 2 storms came through there, and wow.
Well, I certainly have nothing prepared because I did not think I was going to be standing up here tonight. To the other people in my category, many of them I know. John Bowl, you've seen stand up here many times tonight. Jessica Ralston, who I worked with in Charleston, West Virginia. I was just honored to be in your elite class. So I respect you guys so much. You've heard everybody up here thank the love of their life, and I will certainly do the same thing to Diane Beatty, who accompanied me here tonight, because as news people, we go home and we wear our day. And I know you say leave the office at the office. How many times have you heard that? But when you have an exceptional day, or when you have an emotional day, or when you have a really bad day, it's like a stain on your shirt that you can't get out no matter how many times that you wash it. And so it comes home with you. And so, sweetheart, I love you so much for getting the stain out of my shirt when I get home. Finally, to my managers, Jennifer Keeney and Barry Fulmer, especially Barry, who I'm going to wrap, who took a chance on a guy who had a lot of potential and who I've spent more hours in his office talking about anchoring. Can you cut a brother a break now, please? Thank you. Thank you to the Academy. Good night.
The final Emmy Award in this category goes to John Bowl, Wave TV.
Hail the size of softballs covered his yard. His home escaped damage, but many in Pekin lost everything. We are learning much more about that toddler found alone and hurt in a field. She remains in critical condition at Corsair Children's Hospital.
I feel the same way as Gilbert. Every time I've been fortunate to be up here in this category, it's just a who's who list of great anchors. It's hard to be a superlative anchor just at Wave, let alone in Louisville or in the region. To go from unemployed to a job to elevated to an anchor position all in 1 year, and then to receive an Emmy Award for that half a year's work as an anchor at Wave means more than any award I've ever received in my life. Thank you so much, Kathy, for putting me in that position and throwing me out there on the big stories. And thank you, Brenda, for hanging in there. Thank you.
A host, moderator, or narrator for a TV program is just like a sightseeing tour guide. They keep you going in the right direction and make the trip entertaining and interesting. We have 3 Emmy nominees in this category, and the Emmy Award goes to Fritz Pierenboom, Never the Luck Productions, for Night Owl Theater.
I can't stand those things. It's like drinking coffee through a veil.
Like drinking coffee through a veil. Splendid simile. And I'm with you, I snap the filters off too. I can't understand why non-filters cost so much more these days. Just another way the big tobacco companies are giving us a shaft, I guess. Did I miss anything?
Nothing, I guess. What happened then?
Well, thank you very much. It's been 20 years since I got my last Emmy. I don't like to rush into things. But I started in the business back in 1954 when television was powered by steam. And so if I had to thank everybody for this and the other ones I've won over the years, I'd have to thank probably everybody I've ever met or worked with. But I do want to say some special thanks to some people who've been a big help over the years, many of whom you know. First of all would be Joe Holbrook, who helped me in announcing. The late, great Bill Pepper and John Holdy, who helped create Fritz the Night Owl. my late wife, Pat, my 5 sons, Steve, Fred, Greg, Steve, Fred, Greg, Chris, and Doug, my 10 granddaughters, my 4 great-grandchildren, and everybody else I've ever known in the course of my life. I do want to say a special thanks to the people who helped me get the new version of the owl going. Didn't grow up to be a jazz musician like these cats wanted to be, but definitely want to thank Dino Tripodis of Dino Tripodis of Dino in the Morning on Sunny 95, Mike McGrader, my director and owl sitter, make sure I get to where I'm supposed to go all the time. Production assistants Wayne Seltz, Tobias Ricker, Rome Maynard, and just about anybody else I've ever met in my life. Thank you much.